the more aware you are, the more you will demand value for money. I wonder how many people read that agreement to sale, even 50% of it.
Right.
They are so rushed for getting a loan, buying it. But take one day, read it. Let's assume I'm going to give you this cane sofa, and I've shown you the picture, and I've shown you a sample.
Right.
And I say, or its equivalent.
Yeah.
Now the game is played there.
Right.
So the equivalent cannot be defined by anyone.
Right.
There I play game. Ownership of the land in India is also another area which needs technology.
Yeah, true.
So otherwise, Dubai, etc., they've used blockchain to very great extent to bring land records onto blockchain.
Okay.
So the moment you bring land records onto blockchain, the game is much more easier. So quality is the soul of the house. So if I show you from the external damn good finishes, etc., you won't know what's happening inside. Not only sample flat, even your own flat.
Show flat. Okay.
So I may paint it well. I may paint the door very well.
Yeah.
So are you bothered about what is gone inside that painting? So somewhere it should be mandated. I have to transparently declare what I'm offering you. So if you look at the Larsen & Toubros and the Tatas and the big companies, you'll find people who have served there for 40 years, 30 years, 35 years. I think today if you find somebody serving that long, either they are no good or they are too good.
Yeah.
You know, and if you look at the current generation, as we know, 65+% of the country today is less than 35. So we are chasing moving targets. Like if my mother wanted to make masala dosa, she should start on Friday and wind up on Sunday.
Oh, is it?
With a grinding stone.
Okay.
Today it is you have to go and buy it off the market.
Right.
With both husband and wife working. So it is, we are now into ready-made stuff. And so the challenge is much more.
A very good evening, everyone. Here with me is one of the stalwarts of the industry, Mr. Hari Easwaran. He is the President of Information Technology, Contracts and Procurement at Smartworld Developers. So he's also served in the Indian Army Engineers and he's served for 26 years. Today we are going to pick his brains and ask him a lot of questions about real estate, procurement and IT in the real estate industry. My first question will be, what made you switch into real estate from the Indian Army Engineers that you were a part of for 26 years?
Yeah, thanks for this question. I keep trying to answer this question every year or two. But I think the real reason is, okay, let's look at it from two angles. One is from the combat side of it, because engineers are also known, apart from doing, construction, roads, demolitions, water supply, they're also known to fight. They're also combatants.
It? Okay.
So we are the first into war and the last out of war.
Okay.
Because if you have to make a bridge for your own troops to go through, you have to also dismantle it when you wind up. So that the enemy can't come through. Now, so it's a real jungle to the corporate jungle.
Yeah.
Now, I said that the only difference, as I see it, in the real jungle, you know which side the enemy is.
Okay.
In the corporate jungle, you don't know which side the enemy is. It could be right in this room. So the challenge here is much greater.
Right.
And if I look at it differently, so I feel in every stage, or no matter which profession you are, as you grow, initially you tend to conduct. We touch each other, we talk to each other.
Yeah.
After some time, when you become senior, say as a associate vice president or vice president or MD, then you tend to convict. You no longer talk to the soldiers on the ground.
Right.
But you talk to leaders.
Right.
And then as maybe you become chairman, managing director, etc., then you tend to radiate.
Okay.
So I think conduction in the army stops at the rank of a colonel.
Okay.
When actually you're dealing with troops.
Okay.
You're dealing with troops. Once you go beyond colonel and you're a brigadier and then a general. So it is then convection and radiation.
Okay.
So for me in 2008, markets were open. That time to probably Air Force officers, the signal officers and the Corps of Engineers. So I took the jump.
Okay. It's been almost 17 years you've been in the real estate industry. How has your journey been? Can you tell us a bit about your journey in the real estate industry?
Yeah, so no journey in life is smooth, you come initially, size up. Like if you're looking at the generation today, I also served long time with Larsen & Toubro.
Okay.
So if you look at the Larsen & Toubros and the Tatas and the big companies, you'll find people who have served there for 40 years, 30 years, 35 years. I think today if you find somebody serving that long,
No.
either they are no good or they are too good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and if you look at the current generation, as we know, 65+% of the country today is less than 35.
Right.
So it's you. We are changing. We are chasing moving targets.
Right.
There's no longer a static conventional target. You know,
Right.
like if my mother wanted to make masala dosa, she should start at on Friday and wind up on Sunday
Oh, is
with
it?
a grinding stone.
Okay.
Today it is
Yeah.
you have to go and buy it off the market
Right.
with both husband and wife working. I mean, so it is. We are now into ready-made stuff,
Right.
and so the challenge is much more today.
Okay.
The challenge is much more.
Now coming to a question on procurement, because you just gave an example of how things have changed overall. Do you think the quality overall of the products used, have they improved or has that gone down? Do you
Yes.
think the products are getting better with time in real estate, the ones that are being used to construct buildings?
Yes, for sure. I think earlier, if you look at procurement or vendor selection was something very personal.
Okay.
You knew the vendor market,
Okay.
and say a decade or two back, and you could owners could tell them come and work, and then we'll pay you.
Right.
But today with the transparency there, and with what the government has done, for example, the government has kind of regulated the real estate space extremely well to suit the end customer.
Okay.
For example, if you bought a house earlier, before ERA came in, if the owner delayed giving the house to you, he wound up paying almost nothing to you.
Right.
But if you delayed giving an EMI to him, you wound up paying from 18 to 24%,
Yeah.
depending on how you
Yeah.
signed the agreement to sale.
Yeah.
So the government has leveled that out. It's made a level playing field. GST is coming, the way we recognize expenditure. But I think good question that you asked is the end resident or the customer aware of the quality of what he's getting?
Right.
Or is he just struggling to buy a house,
Right.
trying to make two ends meet and get a loan going through?
Yeah.
I think it's a very good question.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of areas. So what if you're looking at transparency and good quality specs? See, what also matters is the ticket size.
Right.
So if I'm selling a house for say 3 crore, or if I'm selling a house for 10 crore, obviously I'm going to back it up with different specs.
Right.
But minimum inescapable statutory requirements cannot be failed.
True.
Now what is happening is when that fails, then you get hurt.
Right.
So I think one of the way out of that is to use technology.
Okay.
I think when we were chatting up offside, you said you were the first one to ask me probably this question as to real estate adopts technology. I think when the 1 or 2% of real estate
Yeah.
adopts technology.
It's the last industry to adopt technology, real estate, when
True.
it comes to
True.
adoption
True,
of technology.
true.
Yeah.
So I think one is that there is a cost to it. Second is that it has to be mandatory.
Okay.
So somewhere it should be mandated, I feel.
Right.
And like Smartworld, for example, we want to be, I think, on 1st of April to 26. We'll say that right from concept to closure. Concept means from the time a land is being conceived as to what I do with it, till the time I hand over the keys of the house to you, everything will be technology based.
Or completely technology driven.
The entire
So
value
you're talking
chain.
about right from sourcing the land
True.
up to the construction and handing over the possession of a property.
True.
How-
And
can you
I'll
ca-
change
ca-
that little
tell
bit.
me
I'll
more?
say that, from buying the land.
Okay.
Where I source it from, etc. The land is a state subject.
True.
So there
Yeah, yeah.
also there's a wonderful point you made there. So land being a state subject, ownership of the land in India is also another area which needs technology.
Yeah, true. There's no transparency. There's so many problems in sourcing a land.
So there may be it may be fair, but we don't know what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
So otherwise, Dubai, etc., they've used blockchain to very great extent to bring land records onto blockchain.
Okay.
So the moment you bring land records onto blockchain, the game is much more easier.
So my question to you on this is there any technology, now you mentioned about blockchain, or any kind of service or product that you have experienced in the markets like Dubai or Singapore that you think India desperately needs? Is blockchain one of those things?
Of course, see, blockchain is like your today if you go DG Yatra. When I flew into Bombay, so I use DG Yatra. I mean, awareness is such a key factor. I don't know why everybody can't be on DG Yatra.
True.
85% of the public is still going through Aadhaar card, showing their boarding pass, showing their ticket.
Right.
But you just walk through DG Yatra.
Yeah.
And DG Yatra has used blockchain.
Okay.
It's not that we have not used it. We are masters in using it. But question is the areas in which we use it now has to be fast tracked.
Okay.
So I think land is one of the key essentials. Now if you ask me what is different or what, like if I may just explain this to you from concept to closure when I say, so let's assume we have first the designers come in, the consultants come in, okay, the master consultants, the concept consultants, they come in. So they have what is called as BIM.
Okay.
So that is a building information modeling.
Okay.
Now it came 3 decades back. We are still having specialists in BIM. Why can't it be mandatory and statutory for every consultant to operate only through BIM?
Okay.
So what happens? We have got specialists in BIM. Now we tag these specialists in BIM to master consultants, we tag them to structural consultants, we tag them to MEP consultants. So that once you tag different BIM experts to different consultants, you're going to lose time. So what we have done differently is we've tagged one BIM consultant to master, structure and MEP,
Okay.
and made a tripartite agreement between them. So, okay, that is design. Then you come to planning. So planning, there are n number of places where you can automate. Then you come to contract procurement, sourcing. There are n number of applications, and then you come to execution. There are n like robotic construction. If you're looking at precast on demand.
Right.
Okay, so toilets on demand. When I was in Larsen & Toubro, we made toilets outside.
Yeah.
And used cranes and placed it in the building.
Okay.
Because as one understands, toilets are it's the maximum time that is taken when we're looking at slab life cycles.
Okay.
Because there's so many wet areas and different areas, so toilet takes maximum time. So when we do a time versus cost benefit analysis, we find that toilets can be done outside.
Is it? Okay.
So we need to move into technology big time. Now also need to understand the finance and accounting or sales and marketing.
Yeah.
So for sales and marketing, maybe we have Salesforce.
Yeah.
For finance and accounting, we use SAP. What is also important to understand is the central vertebra has to be one.
Okay.
But apps which are riding on that need not come from the central vertebra.
Okay.
For example, if I took the example of SAP, SAP also has a procurement app.
Right.
Okay, but if I see the cost of this procurement app versus much better apps which are available in the market. And we are a country now where startups are actually ruling the roost.
Yeah.
So if you see drone technology, look at the startups in India.
Yeah.
So what we have understood is that the central vertebra can be one, but let's get the best players in the game who will ride on this. But what is most important is that they should be a handshaking.
Right.
And when it goes back to the end customer, okay, I must know if the customer points out at a defect, I must know, roll back and say 2.5 years back, this defect, he's the guy, this is the material I got, this is my foreman who did it, and then be able to point a finger.
Okay.
Not to kind of sort him out, but when we get transparency into the game, there's a third eye watching you all the time.
Right. Right.
And
It's all
unfortunately,
recorded. Basically, we have
Yeah.
the records for each and everything in the whole life cycle of
True.
the construction. Now, a good point that you made was, sorting out the home buyers' issues. Now, RERA has come up with this defect liability, as
True.
we spoke about, for 5 years for a developer to cover. Do you have anything to say on that? Do you think this will push developers to use better quality of products in their apartments and their buildings?
it cuts both ways. I'll tell you why. Because so we did this in one or two companies. We did this exercise. Like now we have a defect liability period in every contract, and that defect liability period is generally 18 months
Okay.
after completion.
Okay.
Now RERA says you should have a defect liability period of 5 years.
5 years.
Now, if in all my contracts I introduce a defect liability period of 5 years, the contract value goes up by at least 20%.
Okay.
So, am I as a developer ready to upfront pay 20% more for a defect which may come or may not come?
May not come.
So, what we do sensibly, we called a lot of these contracts and added 5 years.
Okay.
We saw it was going up 20%. So, it makes better sense to do a defect liability of 18 months and then have a rate contract, have a contractor on a rate contract
Okay.
who will understand and correct these defects for 5 years
Okay.
as and when they occur.
Okay.
So good quality conscious developers do not have too many defects.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, but those fly by night
Developers.
contractors, for
Contractor.
example, will have these defects.
Right.
So, but RERA mandates that you have to correct the defect.
Right. Right. Coming to construction quality, I would want to ask you this question again. Do you think construction quality aspect of a home buyer's journey is the most neglected aspect by a home buyer? Because we come across people who always ask about offers, possession dates, different charges, but they never talk about what is the quality of construction that I'm going to get, what is the quality of product that I'm going to get in that house that I buy. Uh, why do you think this is the most neglected aspect of a home buyer's journey?
Yeah, so look at it differently. So quality is the soul of the house.
Right.
So I think it's a mindset failing that if you see a handsome man or a beautiful girl, you tend to think that everything is right about them.
Right.
So if I show you from the external damn good finishes, etc., you won't know what's happening inside.
That's a sample flat that people see in.
True. Not only sample flat, even your own flat.
Show flat. Okay.
So I may paint it well. I may paint the door very well.
Yeah.
So are you bothered about what has gone inside that painting?
No.
So
Right.
somewhere it should be mandated. Now it is a ticket size game also.
Okay.
See, basis the ticket size and the location at which I am selling,
Mm-hmm.
I have to transparently declare what I am offering you.
Right.
Now this is part of the owners, okay, or the developers. Now what is happening is, if you look at vendors, take waterproofing for example, take doors for example, take windows for example. Now there are manufacturers who are not willing to go and install.
Okay.
So waterproofing manufacturers don't go and don't do the installation part of it.
Okay.
So you have applicators.
Okay.
So they will use the waterproofing manufacturer's product, and then they will come and apply it on ground. Now how good are these guys?
Yeah.
How much can you track them?
Yeah.
Now why are they as a business model not wanting to get into application or installation? Is because that's the dirty end of it.
Okay.
You see, contractor, labor problem, delay, front not available. Somewhere that has to be solved.
Right.
So what we do is, very effectively, we do a tripartite between the three.
Okay.
But what makes more sense is to get, I think, law into place where a manufacturer should have registered applicators.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
if I am
that's a good
manufacturer of
idea.
X product, I have these 10 applicators in this geography who will do your work.
Okay.
Now, if you buy my product and go to any applicator, obviously he's going to cut corners.
Yeah.
And you can't be monitoring him 24/7.
Yeah. You can give, as a brand, you can give training sessions to these people
True.
and train them well so that they can apply your.
So I'm saying let
product
them
properly.
register. Let a manufacturer register 100, 200, 500 applicators.
Right.
And let the owners go back to the manufacturer
For any
in
problem.
case there is an installation issue.
Okay.
Because the devil is in the detail. I get a good product, but I cannot install it well because
Properly.
people have cut corners
Yeah.
in mixing. So that is an area of concern.
Right. Can you give me a few questions that a home buyer should ask when they are, on the verge of buying an apartment, pertaining to quality of the products used? Are there any places where developers can also cut corners when it comes to products, right? Because as you had mentioned that there are fire safety norms, there are licenses that they need to, and all of those things are covered, and more or less they get NOCs for the same.
True.
Any thing that you think stays behind the curtain which a home buyer never comes across unless he moves in and uses that product for the next 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years, where he starts seeing maybe leakages or things breaking off or something like that. So,
True. Very good question. So what happens is, now let's look at all ends of it. So the home buyer is buying. Is he buying as an investment? Is he buying as an end use? Okay. Or is he buying for some third reason,
Right.
unknown reason?
Right.
Now if he's buying for his own use, obviously he's going to go to the nuts and bolts of what he's buying.
Right.
Now if he's buying as an investment, he is just interested in seeing how is the price of this house going to move.
Right.
But I think here what is most important is, upfront, you should know what you're buying into.
Okay.
Up to the last, up to the last mile or the last style.
Okay.
Here is where probably people don't have that kind of bandwidth or time. But if you look at some home today, everything is available on ChatGPT, YouTube, everywhere. Okay, so there are people who come to buy houses with us. They use a laser gun to measure end-to-end distance,
Okay.
wall to wall,
That's in a ready apartment, right?
ready apartment.
Right.
True, done. Well taken. So I said otherwise, like we spoke of, manufacturers and applicators not being the same.
Okay.
That's the hidden component of it.
Okay.
So waterproofing is a hidden component. When you
Right.
buy a house, you can't tell me whether this
Going to leak.
ceiling is going to leak or no.
Right.
Whether it's not going to leak for 10 years or whether it leak in 6 months.
Right.
Okay, so what is the problem?
Right.
I know the product I bought is damn good, but the application has not been good. I know the vendor I've got is damn good, but somewhere the installation has failed.
Right.
So there we need to tie up a lot of things. And I think the more you declare, the more you're transparent in declaring what you have used. I think you mentioned this. Another key factor is awareness of the end resident as to know what. So like for us, pain points are what? It has to be a zero leakage house.
No leakages. Yeah.
It's like we
No
always
breakages,
make,
no leakages.
Yeah, like civil engineers always make fun of electrical engineers.
Okay.
So they say suppose there is a fault in civil structure, you'll see a crack. Analyze after 10 days, crack बड़ा हो रहा है नहीं छोटा हो रहा है,
Yeah.
horizontal है vertical है.
Right.
If it is one of the two, then you know it has a load bearing impact.
Right.
Okay, but if electricity goes in your house for 6 months, 6 hours, I mean you will never excuse that electrical engineer throughout your life.
Right.
But it could just be a fuse which has gone.
Right.
So it is that impact. So awareness of what you're buying into
Right.
is very important.
Right. Okay. My follow-up question to you is, now as a brand, you represent a brand, right? As a brand, do you follow a process when it comes to finalizing vendors for your products, for procurement of the things that you provide in your buildings?
Of course, phenomenally good question. So what we do, we outsource this.
Okay.
We outsource it to the best in the industry to pre-qualify our vendors.
Okay.
So we don't pre-qualify. We
Okay.
outsource it to pre-qualify vendors
Okay.
to do a particular work.
Okay.
Now, the pre-qualification criteria, again, is something that where the devil is in the detail.
Okay.
For example, let's assume I got a work of 100 crores and you are a vendor who is a turnover of 200 crores.
Okay.
But your spare capacity is only 5 crores.
Okay.
So I cannot give you that work.
Right.
You get it? So how do I determine what is the exact pre-qualification criteria? So when we outsource this, we also go and see their past performance
Okay.
in the same geography.
Okay.
You can't be showing me a performance in a different geography in a different time. So there we are very stringent. I think you hit the nail on the head. If your pre-qualification process is very good, watertight, then every quarter you are giving a report on the performance of the vendor,
Okay.
which is also captured in the system.
Right.
So there are no personal biases here.
Okay.
So when you're giving a report of the performance of the vendor, it is not he's good, he's bad, he's average. Now the devil is in the detail. So we have a huge checklist there.
Okay.
So the checklist will determine exactly how his work is and then he gets a marking.
Okay.
So what we do, good sustainable companies have a performance report which is given in every quarter
Okay.
of a particular vendor.
Okay.
So when you mix these two matrices, so to say, then you can get better vendors.
Right.
And we believe that we calling them vendors, but otherwise we call them partners.
Okay.
So selection of your partners is one of the key elements of how your quality is going to go.
Right.
Okay, so partner selection is key. If we go wrong there, then you're actually catching your own tail.
Right.
And then the L1 syndrome is another syndrome that somewhere you have to make sure that you don't have spoilers in the game. So even in our vendor selection, we have say tier 1 vendors, tier 2 vendors, tier 3 vendors.
Okay.
So if I get a tier 1 vendor and a tier 3 vendor in one block of work that I'm going to do, obviously the tier 3 guy is going to be a spoiler.
Right.
So we have to be very diligent there. So
Right.
we have these separate tiers in which we pre-qualify them and then rate them.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Right. Also, it affects the brand's image, right, in the market. If you have not chosen the right partners, as you rightly said, then eventually it's the brand image that takes a hit, because eventually people will come to know the kind of quality and they try to relate the quality to the brand. That
True.
okay, this brand has not been giving very good quality, right? And
True.
and we have a few cases in the past in the Mumbai market itself where a lot of noise had been made around quality of a particular developer's product.
True.
So that's just very critical, right? To select the right partners so
True.
that your
So-
brand image
Yeah,
is maintained.
Very good point. So a lot of the credit for this that we are talking about quality now. 1 decade back, nobody was talking about quality. They were talking about whether I'll get the house or not.
True. True.
You push your mind back to 1 decade back.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
invested. You wondered whether ये मिलेगा कि नहीं, घर बनेगा कि नहीं.
नहीं मिलेगा.
Go and see it कि ऐसे ही land है. Now at least government has ensured that you will
We'll reach
get
a
the
stage.
product. Yeah, you'll get it. So now we are scaled up.
Yeah.
We're talking of quality.
Right.
So quality is, like we discussed, quality in different forms. You're absolutely right. I said upfront declaration, making the resident aware. Okay, it's the more aware you are, the more you will demand value for money. And then reading your agreement to sale, you read it word for word. So at the time when you go in, I wonder how many people read that agreement to sale, even 50% of it.
Right.
They are so rushed for getting a loan,
Yeah.
buying it. But take one day, read it. Suppose I am going to tell you that I will give you, let's assume I am going to give you this cane sofa and I've shown you the picture and I've shown you a sample.
Right.
And I say, or its equivalent. Now
Yeah.
the game is played there.
Right.
So the equivalent cannot be defined by anyone.
Right.
There I play game.
Right.
So in the specs in which I am telling you, if I declare upfront the makes which I am going to give you, 1, 2 or 3, okay? The word equivalent
Or
we don't-
equivalent.
we don't
it's,
use.
It's a part of all the agreements. At least I have come across.
True. So why do you accept it?
Right.
Because who determines that equivalent?
Right.
There is no law which determines what is equivalent to a particular product or a particular make.
Right.
Okay, so here is the where the resident has to be more cautious.
Right. So buyer is the king. He should be the one to decide whether he wants to
Why
go
is
ahead.
True. At least in a market,
Yeah.
today the economy is doing very well.
Yeah.
So they say, if there is one tide which lifts up all boats, and that is if the economy is doing well.
Yeah.
So if the economy is doing well and you're getting value for money, people tend to see less.
Yeah.
But if the economy is not doing well, then the differentiator is quality.
Right.
Like earlier, the differentiator was delivery.
Right.
Today, the differentiator is quality.
Right.
And word of mouth, understanding, people know.
Yeah. Very nice. One more question that came to my mind when you was talking about precast. Do you think precast structures overall are stronger than the normal structure that is being built right now, the way it's being built right
Yeah,
now?
so, yes.
Can
yeah.
it withstand like earthquakes? Because people precast, because it's built faster, right? Your construction timeline goes by maybe down by 50%. So people will have that apprehension that is it as safe as your earlier structure that people would like build by casts and all of that?
It's a very good question. Actually, it answers itself. Precast is made in the factory.
Right.
Okay, so when I'm doing a construction, I'm making it on the site.
Hmm.
When I'm making it on the site, you have labor, you have supervisors, you have contractors. Okay, so precast, I'm building it in a captive environment.
Okay.
So quality has to be better.
Okay.
Okay, so quality has to be better.
Okay.
So that is the fundamental. But question is, how do I go in? So there is a myth around precast. Okay, when precast technology came into India, you're right. In previous company, we did a lot of precast. And then what happens is, it also when you bring technology, it has to mature. Biggest problem that we have today in the real estate space is all of it will work brilliantly if there are no changes.
Right.
So the moment you keep changing, then you're actually getting into a wheel without exits. So precast, where did it fail initially? It failed at the junctions,
Okay.
where leakage seepage started coming in from there.
Okay.
So then it got corrected. To a great extent, it has matured. Now, acceptability is important. But it's like your smartphone. Say decade back, it was a luxury.
Yeah.
Today, it's in everybody's hand.
Yeah.
It's no longer a luxury, it's a necessity. So this is going to happen for sure.
Okay.
I mean, there's no way out but to get precast into the game.
Okay.
Now, where and in what form you get it is what. There are even robotic painting which is happening now.
Okay.
So robots are doing a lot of stuff in the real estate space.
Wow, great.
Now, adoption of it should be made mandatory.
Right.
So that there's again a level playing field between developers. If I adopt it, if I adopt it's going to increase my price, say, by 7-10%. I will load part of that price to the end customer. But then I shouldn't fall out because somebody else doesn't adopt it. But it is going to happen in the next 5 years. Everybody will take it. So here is where the regulatory authority has to come in and say, in a phased, manner, you adopt it. Say 5%, 7%, 10%.
Right. Because that as you rightly said, that will bring in a certain level of quality. It'll up the quality of the
Without
overall.
iota of doubt. In fact, precast will up the quality because it's made in a captive environment, in a factory environment, where you have full control on quality and your
Right.
product.
Right.
And now, that is one part of it. Second is time.
Yeah.
So I'm
It's
making
faster.
everything in the factory. If suppose I have a sequential construction, I've made all the sequences in the factory and just come and plugged it in. Here I can't make the second in the place in my site because front is not available. Here I made it outside.
All of it is ready.
Now I made toilets, for example. If there's a 30-floor building, I made all the toilets outside.
Wow.
Now I can't do a fourth floor toilet till I'm into the fourth floor.
Yeah, true.
So look at the value in terms of time,
Yeah.
quality, everything is there.
The
But
time
like-
it takes to deliver a product will go down significantly if this is being adopted across the industry.
True. It must be made. I'm saying at least make a percentage of it mandatory
Right.
so that people build it. People have to do it.
Right. Great. I think that was a great, insightful conversation that we had around procurement.